So Tim, email marketing is a really important part of your overall marketing spectrum. And if used correctly, it can be really good. We've seen a lot of leads come in through people using email carefully. The thing with email is, of course, you don't want to overuse it. You want to use it. My suggestion is no more than once a month. But if you're going to use it more than once a month, use it for a special event or a campaign or something you want to communicate to your database. If your email is more just newsy, then don't use it more than once a month. But if you've got a display home opening or some unique thing going on you want to tell your database about, then you'd use it more than once a month, no problem at all.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So it's a great way to re-engage with those customers that have disappeared and you haven't spoken to for a long time. They're always keeping in touch via this email channel.
Yeah. So all our franchisees have access to this software. Is there a cost involved here?
There is a small cost. So to get the account started, it's nothing. So we can just get you set up so you can familiarise yourself with the tools. When you want to start sending emails, a low entry point, I think it's about $8 a month. Very bare bones cost for the power that you get in this.
Yeah.
So it's based on the number of contacts that you have. So up to a contact database of 500, it's around that $8 mark.
Yep. And yeah, so the cost is relative to the size of the email database, and franchisees pay for that direct or through our service hub?
No, that's direct. So within this software, before you can send, it will pop up a box asking you to input your credit card details.
Yes. Okay.
Once you do that, you're paying the provider directly. So it's nothing to do with our group as such, apart from using our brand and all the templates that we set up.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a direct payment.
So navigating to this website, just the URL that's shown there.
Yeah, so the URL here is emailmarketing.inh.com.au. So everyone can get to there. You'll get a username and password. So we'll provide that to you and you'll log in and you'll have your own system there.
Yeah, understood. All right. Very good. So I want to get started on my first campaign or further develop campaigns. Let's have a look how to do that.
Yeah, so we'll run through a couple of options here. So you spoke about a newsy type campaign and also just a one-off type campaign. So we'll talk about RSS campaigns, which will grab news items from your website and automatically create an email based on that. And another one's a one-off type email, which will create manually.
Yeah, so when you say grab from the website they're news or blogs that you've previously written into the website and they're made available to use in this email campaign.
That's right. So you spent the time and effort to create news items or blogs on your website. So it's just a way of populating an email with information you've already written. So you're just doubling up on the effort you've created.
So the news, and sometimes referred to as blogs, are extremely useful in terms of search engine optimization for your website, so that your clients, your niche in the industry can find you online. The blogs are the most powerful tool you've got for that purpose. So writing the blogs, essential if you want to maintain an online presence, but also really nice that you can then roll them over into an email.
That's right. So again, you spent the time and effort on creating them. Why not use them again in another format?
Yeah.
All right. So this is just the main login to our email marketing platform. So we'll get started and create the first campaign here. All right, so this section at the top here, this is the name of the campaign. This is for internal use only. So pick a name that will be familiar to you later when you're trying to review all your old campaigns. And the subject line is the subject that we sent in the email. So when you send the email out to your clients, this is the subject that will show up in their Outlook or the mobile phone. So as Glenn's pointed out previously, this is very important to get this right. So you need to capture the imagination, I guess, of the audience that you're trying to talk to, get them interested enough to click into the email and read through.
Yeah. How many seconds do you think is available for the average consumer to to decide whether to click on your email or not, Tim?
Oh, not long, seconds. You've
Yeah, milliseconds. So put a bit of thought into your subject line if you want someone to look at your email.
All right, so we'll name this campaign. All right, so the last bit down the bottom here is just who it's from. So you can change this to say, you know, the team at INX Sydney, or you can use it or keep it personal with your own name there as well.
Mm.
We'll click on next. Okay, so here we've got a template section. So we've created a couple of templates for use by Integrity New Homes businesses.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is an RSS campaign. So this is the news type campaign we were speaking about. So this automatically pulls data from the website.
Yes.
And the other template is when you're doing a one-off campaign, you'd like to manually create that within the system. So for this example, we'll choose the RSS campaign.
So the RSS campaign is going to be the one that pulls in our blogs, our news from our website.
That's right. So most of the email we populated from the news items from the website.
Mm.
All right, so there's some basic editing tools here for this RSS feed. So the first thing you might want to do is change this header image at the top. So I'll just left click that image at the top and we get this little settings button here. So the first thing to do is just remove the current image that's there.
You could use that image if you wanted to be clever and get your own local branding in there. You can do that by this process.
Yeah, this is just the generic branding, so there's no harm in just leaving that as is.
Mm.
But I've created one specifically for the Sydney franchise. So if I choose a new file, just give that a second, and it's just changed the logo there. So that logo could be anything. You didn't need Jason Hodges images there.
Yeah. Yes.
You could use a graphic design company. So we use our internal Unicorn Go graphic design artist there. So you could ask them to create a nice, unique header for you.
How would you communicate to the graphic designer the size and format of the header?
The best way to do this would be to copy this image.
Mm.
So if you copy what's already here, paste that into an email, send that off to Unicorn Go, and say, I would like to replace this image, keep that same resolution, same format, but just design something that's more catchy or given the example that you're after.
Understood. Yeah. So Tim, I noticed there's an unsubscribe option at the top of this and quite possibly at the bottom. Can I remove that?
You probably can remove that. There's a delete button. You should not delete that though. It's a requirement that has to be. Yes, there are laws around this email marketing, just to make sure you give everyone an option to opt out of your emails.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, which is why I raise it. So as tempting as it is to remove that needs to be there so you don't get big pushback from the database. Otherwise, if someone's in the database that doesn't want to be, you're likely to get an angry email response as opposed to an unsubscribe if they really don't want to see that material.
That's right. And probably worse than that, like an angry email is bad. Worse than that is they can mark your email as spam. And if you get enough of those, like a black mark against your name, and over time, if you get enough of those, your email will be banned and you won't be able to reach these clients. So automatically the email clients will pick up on that and servers will start to deliver your mail straight to junk.
Yes.
All right, so we can do some basic editing here as well if you want to change some of this text here by clicking these edit buttons on the right-hand side. All right, we'll save that. Now, one thing I've skipped past is on this header image here, if you click on that, there's also an add a link option here. So we can add a link directly to our website on that. So that way if an email recipient clicks on that image, it'll take them straight to your website.
Very good.
All right. So in the same token, we need to double check all these other links on here to make sure they're going to the right place. So this Facebook icon, you can edit the link, just make sure that's going to the right website.
So you're just clicking on the icon, Tim, and that's bringing up that interface on the left-hand side there.
That's right, yeah. So if I just clicked on that image there, we've got some options over here. You can also just click on these edit buttons on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Does the same thing. So we'll check that Instagram link. That looks good. All right, so all this content down the bottom we can change as well just by clicking the edit button and make any changes that we need to the text. I'll change the details in the footer. All right, so here's the interesting part here. So in the middle, there's a section here that's going to start pulling information from our website. So it'll be using our blogs to fill this section.
Yeah.
All right, so if we quickly jump back to our website, we'll go to the admin screen. The simplest way to get this going is just look at your RSS feed URL here. So you can copy that to your clipboard. We'll click on this button here that says specify a website, and we'll paste the URL into there. Okay, so what this has done is given you a list of options on the left-hand side here. This is pulling all of your blog items into this email platform.
All right. So Tim, I'll just pause you there. Just go over that last step one more time. I've jumped to my website. I've gone into, so I've logged into the admin section.
You're logged in, so click onto the admin option there, which will bring us to this screen.
Yep. And in the main info section at the top there, I've gone to the RSS feed and I've copied the link to the admin.
Yeah, so that's the link there. So you can just highlight it and right-click and copy if you'd like to. Or there's a button there. If you click that button, it'll copy that same URL to your clipboard.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So the key point there is you've got to be logged in to your website to see those details.
That's right, yes. That admin option won't be there if you're not logged in.
Yeah.
All right, so we've pasted that URL into here, and these are all of your blog items on your website. So you can tick some extra items if you like, and they'll show up here as well. If there's some there that you don't need or don't want on there, you can untick them. All right, so what that's doing is it's pulled all of your blog articles from here, but you don't have a great deal of flexibility in terms of reordering what's there. So the other option we do have is back in your admin panel. The next option there is the custom RSS feed. Yes. So we can edit the RSS feed in the website just to provide a different set of information to the email marketing platform. So we click on edit. This is a custom list that's already been built, so I'll just remove all of these items. And you'll start with something like this, just a blank RSS feed. And on this right-hand side, there's a drop-down box here. You can choose from your own website, so in this case, Sydney. So these are all your blog articles, so you can pick which ones you'd like to show in your email. All right, so you can also reorder these things as well.
You're just grabbing and dragging them and moving them around.
Yeah, just clicking and dragging, so you can drag them all the way down to the bottom.
Great.
All right, so the other thing we could do here as well is pick a different franchise. So we could click on another franchise, like Adelaide South, for example, and borrow an article from them. So if we click on add, that will also be added to our custom RSS feed. All right, important to note here that this is not copying it to your website. This is just purely for content for your email.
Yes.
And you really do need to make sure you read these articles if you're borrowing from other sites, because it will be customized for their own business. So this article would have a lot of references to Adelaide, for example.
Of course. And quite intentionally, we don't want to copy other people's blogs to our website because that would erode our search engine effectiveness. Copying them to our email, though, no problem at all.
No, no problem. So you're not duplicating the content in any way. You're just redistributing that via the email channel.
Yeah, well, you're duplicating content, but into an email, which doesn't do any damage to your search engine online.
That's right. It's not indexed by Google, so there's no trouble there. What you can do though is look at the articles from our main Integrity New Homes website, and most of these are written in a generic way that would be useful for any of our franchisees to use.
Yeah. So I just want to reinforce that point again, that it's very important you don't copy other franchisees' news articles into your news section of your website. That is doing damage across the group for our search engine optimization. However, you can copy their news into your email system, no problem at all if it's meaningful to your database and your market.
Perfect, that's it. So once you've made that list, you've rearranged it to however you'd like it to be presented. Just click on the Save button there. All right, we'll just shoot back to the main admin panel. And
so
we'll
we were just in the edit the custom RSS feed. Now we're back there.
That's right. So this is the URL we need for the custom RSS feed. So again, we can just right click and copy that link there, or we can hit that copy link to clipboard button. All right, so back in our email, there's a manage posts button on this right hand side. So we click on that. So that will bring up this screen over here, but it allows us to edit that URL there. So I paste that into there. Okay, so this has pulled all the news items from our custom RSS feed.
Very good.
Now, one thing to notice here is sometimes the email platform can cache the results that are here. So you've made a change to your custom RSS feed, you've reordered the items or made a textual change. You may need to put this little hack in here, which is just add a question mark at the end of this URL, a V1 or a V2, and click that lookup button again. And I'll grab all the information again. So if you make another change, you would just change that little number on the end to a V2, for example.
Just forcing a refresh.
Forces the refresh, that's right. Alrighty, so once we're happy with how that's looking, we can click on the preview button at the top right hand corner. So quick browse through and make sure that looks how you want it. And the next button is define recipients. And here's where you select who you're going to send this to. So most people only have one database of clients or one list. This particular one has 2 clients in it. It's a brand new account. Some people could have hundreds or thousands in here.
And Tim, we've previously recorded or produced some material about how to export, for example, and develop your list, how to export out of your email database to get started. And anyone that downloads from your website, their details will be captured into this list. Is that accurate? Yeah,
that's right. So there's a few sections on the website, so we can set up some capture forms. So when they download like a brochure, for example, they'll put their email address in. That email address will be automatically brought into this list.
Yes.
Into this database of clients. If they contact you via our contact form on the website, they will also be added into the list. And we've also got integrations with Gyro as well. So if you manually type someone into Gyro, their details will be put into your email platform as well.
Ah, very good.
Alrighty, so we'll just tick the list that we'd like to send to and we'll click on next. And this section here is the last chance you'll get to make changes to your email before you send it. So just make sure you're happy with the subject lines and who it's coming from. All right, very important to send yourself a test. So before you schedule the delivery, send yourself a test to your own email account so you can see what it looks like when it turns up in your inbox. All right, so I won't send this now, but the options you've got from this point is to send it immediately, send it now. We could schedule a point in time, so you can pick a date and a time to actually send this email.
Do you suggest ideal times for email like this to go out to you?
I think it's probably going to be depending on who your audience is. So we've had some good success, you know, Saturday morning, people just wake up and check their emails. It depends what sort of clients you're marketing to. Other feedback I've had is that, say Tuesday morning is a good time. So Monday morning, everyone's full of junk from their weekend and they come back to work and they check their emails. And it's just lost in the clutter.
Sure.
Tuesday morning at 9 or 10 o'clock, everyone's already caught up and a new email in there will get a bit more attention. All right, so we won't schedule that now, but essentially that's all you need to do from here. Schedule that button and the email will be sent off. All right, so that was our RSS campaign. So what we can briefly look at now is just a one-off email. How will we go about creating one of those?
What's the acronym RSS? What's it stand for?
Real syndication something? I can't recall at the moment.
Okay.
It's some sort of syndicated feed, so it's just a collection of items.
Yeah, so our RSS refers to pulling those news feeds from our website. The alternative, Tim, is to create a unique email yourself with no reference to the website news.
That's right.
And you'd do that if you were, well, if it hadn't ended up in your news. So there's actually very low frequency you'd want to create a custom one, because if it's newsworthy to email worthy, it's newsworthy. So you'd really put it into your news. Can you think of a good example where you'd create a custom one as opposed to a news blog first?
I guess if you had some sort of a promotion, like you were giving away an Actron air conditioner or something, that would be worthy enough to create an email just about that. So, you know, buy now, come and speak with us within the next month, and we'll give you a free Actron air conditioner. Again, that'd be great in the news blog.
That would be great in the news blog. So, yeah. Anyway, just for the purpose of completing the training, let's look if you decided to create a custom one. Let's see how to do that.
All right, so we'll create a new campaign. Again, this is just our internal reference here. So it's in this next step that we'll choose the right template here. So we go to My Templates, and this time we'll choose this generic template here. So these one-off emails give you slightly better editing tools. So we'll have a few more options here. So to edit this image at the top, it's a slightly different process here. We'll just replace that image. All right, so here we can check the links to make sure they're going to the right location. Right, so you want to go through and check your Facebook and Instagram links as well.
So all these unique email templates are going to have this, what we're seeing on screen is the starting point for that edit, are they?
This is the starting point. Now what you'll find though is once you finish all this off and you make sure your links are going to the right location, is the next time you create a campaign, instead of picking a template, you can pick from a recent email that you sent. So all these edits that you've made will pretty much permanently be there.
Yes.
All right, so the very first email, you might have a little bit more work to do than subsequent emails. All right, so to change an image, you can click on the replace button, or the replace option here.
Do the images need to be in a certain format already to come in?
Not necessarily, just a JPEG or a PNG is fine. You can't put PDF documents in there, so it doesn't need to be a JPEG. So if you're trying to put a plan on there, you'd have to do some sort of a screenshot of that plan and make it a JPEG image.
But they don't need to be a certain size or shape for the software to pull them in?
No, so it'll sort of just make it fit in the right spot. So there are some options here, like a crop, for example. Looks like we can just drag that little window around, just make the image smaller. So if you did do that outside the software, you could make it whatever size you like and bring it in already made.
Sure. But
there are some simple cropping tools like that to change it. All right, so you can just edit the text here as well. Right, so it's simple as just clicking in here and just editing the text. So there's a few tools here. You can make items bold. You can add links as well. So if you want to link straight back to the website, you can type that straight in here. Right, let's create a link. Now these buttons are really just links, just some pretty formatting around them to make them look like a button. So if you click on that button, you can change the text of the button.
Ah, good. Change the text, change the link.
And you'd also want to change the link here as well. All right, so there's a few different formatting options here. Like we've got a 2-column section. This is a single column section where the text goes the full width. So if you want to create a new section, you just scroll to the very bottom and there's a button here that says add section. So we click on that and here's your options. So you can do a single column, a double column, triple column, or a wider column on the right hand side and a skinny column on the left. First there.
Yeah.
So we wanted a 2-column option. We click on that one. If you click on the white space there, you'll get these little handles here where you can move that item to where you'd like it to go. We'll drop it in there. And you need to drop content into here. So you might want the left-hand side there to be an image. And you can choose the file. You get options here to add links if you need to as well.
Really good to link so that if someone curses over an image, it takes them back to your website.
Yeah, and even on a mobile phone, they'll just hit the image to make it larger even, and that'll just take them to the website. So you can pick any page on your website to take them to.
Yeah.
All right, to put text in, we need to click on here and add a text option.
We just clicked on the box, didn't we?
Yeah, if I just delete that section, I'll show you that again. So there's a placeholder there that says drag content here.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything with that. So you need to tell it what sort of content will go there. So we've got these options here. So you can add a button, a space that just gives you more space between text or an image, another image element, or add text.
Yeah.
You drag that in. That will allow us to start typing. All right, so I'll show you that spacer as well. So we can drag a spacer just above that. It allows us to change where the text is there. Okay, so there are some other options here that you can change the background color of that section. So if we want the background to be a nice orange color, we could do that.
How did you trigger that option?
Okay, so just selecting the section, So click anywhere in the white space here. You can see as you hover your mouse over it, there's a little blue line, faint blue line that goes around the outside of the section. If you click anywhere in there, you'll get some options. On this left-hand side here, there's the background and border option.
Yeah.
Where you can pick the color.
Sure.
All right, there's also a background image. So you could put a background image in and put text over the top. That's very problematic though. So especially with Outlook clients, it comes across very messy and most of the time doesn't even show the background image.
Okay.
So best to avoid background images if you can.
Right.
The layout and spacing, here's some options here. So we change the bottom spacing, it'll just increase the space between the next section. And these layout options will allow the background to stretch all the way across. So we pick a full page layout, that orange background will spread all the way across the page. All right, so you might want the text to change slightly to suit that background. Change the color. All right, so all these sections, we've got these in by default, but you can change any of the text in those. You can delete the whole section as well if you didn't want it there. But probably quite important for you to go through and make sure all of these links are pointed to the right place. So if we click on this gallery option.
And Tim, if you want subtle edits, you can just copy something into an email, send it to the graphic designer, in this case Unicorn Go, request the edit, bring it back, finalize the email.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you wanted to change something, like you weren't happy with the way that Australia picture looked, you could right click, copy that image. Let us do that, copy image. You could paste it into an email, send it across to Unicorn Go and describe to them what changes you'd like to make to that. And I'll send it back to you in a format you can put back in.
Yeah, great.
All right, so if you select these again, just make sure all your links are set up correctly and going to the right place. All right, so one last trick here is down the very bottom, there's some social media icons. So if we click on those, there's more links here to all these social sites. So again, make sure they're all set up correctly.
Just tidy up the reference to Material New Homes Proprietary Limited there.
Done. Okay. So at that point, we're pretty all right to go. So we can send a test email to ourselves. Again, very important to do that. It can highlight some errors or problems. So if something hasn't formatted right or for some reason the image hasn't copied in right, you'll pick it up once you receive it in your own inbox.
Sure. So Tim, if I want to just delete a whole section out of this, I'm just clicking in that section and delete option appears.
Yeah, so if we select this section here, there's a delete button there.
Very good.
It's also duplicate too. So we hit duplicate, that'll give us another one. So if you like how this section was formatted and you wanted more of these, just hit the duplicate button. So rather than trying to recreate it, you've just duplicated it.
Very good.
So to delete, we'll just delete that out. Correct, all right. So the next option there is preview. I'll show you what this will look like once it's sent. You can see here that formatting is a little bit funny, so you might like to go back and change a spacing beneath that. All right, so if you're happy, move on to define recipients. Tick the list you'd like to send it to. Again, double check all of your subjects and who it's coming from. And here's another option to send a test email or schedule the delivery.
Very good.
if we created a new campaign, I just want to quickly show you how you can copy one of the ones you've already edited. So the option here when you're picking a template says pick from your recent emails. So you've got your templates option, which is the original templates that we provided. The recent emails are emails you've just recently edited or recently sent. So you can pick this one, and it's already got all the edits in there. It's fixed all of your links. You've got the right graphics in there. And it means all you're doing is just modifying the content. You don't need to worry so much about where the links are going.
Yeah, which should logically be your future starting point after your first emails.
That's right. So your second and subsequent emails, you could start with this as your starting point.
Yeah. Excellent.
Very good. All right. So any dramas, yeah, feel free to get in contact with me and I can help you through it.
Will do, Tim.